This week on Shift Your Saturdays, the one thing you absolutely do not have to start a business. Hey everyone, I'm Thomas. I'm your host here on Shift Your Saturdays, the YouTube channel where we help business owners and parents reach the lifestyle and business goals that they are looking for. Now, this week, we're going to be talking about something I see fairly consistently when it comes to new businesses and startups. And this is this idea of the one thing you have to have before you can start a business. And why this is so critical is that it keeps business owners or startups from moving forward or actually fully committing and fully putting themselves out there to really help people and to be successful. We want to make sure that we speak about this on this video because not only does it keep you in kind of this awkward state, but really you need to understand the dynamics behind what you're looking for and what the world is really going to give you at that right time. So here's the truth no one is going to tell you. As a startup, as a business owner, you're probably never going to feel ready. There's going to be a moment like you think you're just going to wake up and be like, okay, now I can do a business. Now I can do it. And it's not going to happen, right? I have to work with students fairly frequently to tell them that the world is never going to give you that permission slip, give you that certificate that says, yes, now you can go up and you can be different. And now you can do this. What separates people who are already doing this and already making that money, they never waited for the permission. They just went. They just got committed and started doing what they wanted to do to change their lives. They weren't perfect. They didn't wait to be perfect. They just moved. And that's what you need to be doing today. And really telling yourself is giving yourself that permission to stop waiting and get moving. As you do this journey and as you start changing your approach, not only about, money, lifestyle, and business, but really everything in this conversation, you might feel like you're a fraud, right? And everything you're doing is not legitimate, but you have to get over it, right? The unsuccessful people let that stop them, right? Everyone feels like a fraud when you're starting something new. When I got started, right, I really felt like I was just some knucklehead doing web design. And that's okay because at least I got started and it let me be uncomfortable so that eventually I could get better at what I was doing. And truly feeling unqualified and knowing I had some deficiency was great because it meant that I was growing, but also gave me an idea of where I needed to grow. You see, the more that I talked to business owners and did their marketing, the more I realized there were additional services that I could provide if I knew how to do them, right? And instead of being like, well, I don't know how to do that, I can't offer it. Well, if I learn or if I get that resource, now I can start making some more money, right? And again, this is the key because people who are, making the money, there's nothing different. They just started earlier. They just literally gave themselves permission to get started earlier than you, and there's nothing keeping you from them. And see, this is important because every month you wait is a month that you have that lost revenue. Now, your idea does not need a business plan. It just needs 3 people to say yes. I have so many people that I work with that get lost up in all the crap they think they need to have before they start a business. They say, oh, I need the website. Oh, I need the CRM. Oh, I need the logo. You don't need anything. You do not need any of that. Truly what you need is 3 people saying, I'm interested in your product, service, or offer, whatever it may be, right? And this is incredibly important. I think most people tend to overlook this because validation is coming from customers and not preparation or the appearance of professionalism. If you're going out and starting to solve people's problem, you don't need a website saying you're legit to make that happen. You talking to people, explaining how you're going to help them and make their life easier, and then them giving you money saying, yes, I'm interested. Yes, want to move forward with this. That is all you need. The website can come after the fact. The LLC can come after, but you need 3 people to really validate what you're doing. Because then once the market has spoken, once it's giving you money on something that it deems worthy, now we can scale. Now we can start focusing on providing, fulfilling, and ultimately making more money. Now, this goes back to this idea of feeling like a fraud and feeling out of place because sometimes people will say, well, what if they say no? right? And they see that person say no to their offer, service, product, whatever it might be, as an invalidation of them personally versus just the service. And what you have got to focus on is one, don't take it personal, it's just business. But two, every time you hear a no, that is actually helpful because it's feedback you need and valuable information, right? Every no is just market research you didn't have to pay for. Every no provides valuable insight as to, is my pricing wrong? Are the benefits wrong? Am I not messaging this correctly? Anytime someone says no, right? It's not like you've lost anything. You didn't have their money before you spoke to them. You didn't have it now. It's just feedback that you can use if and when they say no, that you can adjust, iterate, and try again. And understand this is how big businesses are built, right? There are classic examples out there, businesses who start in one direction, completely pivot to something new, and ultimately were successful. You've got to get uncomfortable. And if you're not getting uncomfortable, we need to focus on this. Ultimately, if your why isn't strong enough to make you uncomfortable, it's not your why. What do I mean by that? When I coach with people, one of the first things I ask them is literally, what do you want to do? Right? What does your perfect day look like? Get very different answers, but we key into that as part of the coaching process because there inevitably will be the time where we will be uncomfortable. We will have to do hard work. And if the why isn't strong enough to get us through that discomfort, it's going to be the wrong goal, right? I have my big why. I want to do slow travel, right? And every day when I'm going out talking to new people and getting uncomfortable, I can always key on to what that slow travel life is going to provide for me as a source of motivation moving forward. But if it wasn't working, if I was not willing to get out of my comfort zone, talk to new people, put myself out there, then that big why or that goal that I think I'm working towards clearly isn't big enough and needs to be revisited. Because ultimately, that's what this gets down to. You may feel like a fraud, you may feel uncomfortable, but if you want to get to that place where you've truly shifted your Saturdays into pure time and financial freedom, it's going to take a little bit of work. It's going to take a little bit of time. And most importantly, it's going to take a little bit of discomfort. Now, that being said, hopefully you got something from this video. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. We drop new content every Saturday mornings that was geared around focusing on helping business owners and parents achieve their lifestyle financial goals. More importantly, if you want to learn more about some of the things we do, we have events and other resources at our website, shiftyoursaturdays.com. Go check it out and sign up for some of the things that we may have. On behalf of everyone here at Shift Your Saturdays, look forward to seeing you next week.